Let's get started. So the purpose of this video is to be a quick short demo for Project Arnold, which is essentially a real-time, it's a Chrome extension, which is supposed to be a real-time networking coach slash assistant. And you can ask questions or ask it for advice as you network with people in real time on LinkedIn. So it is powered by AI. More specifically, it has a large language model running in the background. I'm still sort of deciding which one, so I'm experimenting with different ones available. But it is some open source LLM for the time being. So the high level idea about Arnold, behind what it makes it different from like ChatGPT and other AI chatbots, is that when you're using LinkedIn and you're using Arnold gets a lot of rich context because it's able to extract a lot of the information from what you're seeing on your screen. Like any LinkedIn page, like whether that's a profile page, a jobs page, or your messages. If you allow it to, Arnold is able to extract that information and use it as context when answering your queries and your questions. So with that, let's get started, and you'll kind of sort of understand it better as you see it in action. So with that being said, here I have the Arnold pop-up. In my head, Arnold is sort of personified as an old man, wise old networking guru sort of persona. And here, this is the minimized version. You can sort of, expand it and ask it generic questions like, who are you, etc. There you go. I'm Arnold, your online networking coach. So we'll get started by navigating to my profile right here. And if I maximize Arnold, you can see that there's an additional button called This is my profile. And the purpose of this button is that it allows you to identify yourself to Arnold, so that, when you ask it questions later, it knows who you are. And you can say things like, should I do this or should I do that? And it knows who I is. So I'm going to click that and it resets the chat because now it has a new context that it's going to base all of its future answers on. So with that being said, I can give it a quick query, say, rate my profile out of 10. And there you go. 8 out of 10, and it provides justification, yada yada. So now Arnold knows who I am, basically. And now we can go to, let's say, we can go to Ajlal's profile. And Ajlal is a friend of mine, and we're already connected, but I'm gonna pretend like we're not connected. And let's see, maybe this person has a lot on their profile. Maybe Ajlal has a lot on the profile. So I don't want to read all that. I'll just say, summarize this profile in 30 words. So there you go. It provides you a quick summary of Ajlal's profile. And note here that I did not have to tell Arnold who Ajlal is, what he does, or what his profile contains. I just had to navigate to his profile and ask Arnold that question or that query. And Arnold already automatically pulled all the information that he needed. So that's great. Now Arnold knows who Ajlal is, and Arnold also knows who I am. So I can ask it, what do I have in common with Ajlal? And there you go. Correct answer. We're both students at the University of Waterloo. We both study CS, etc. So you can sort of, like, this is a very trivial use case, but you can sort of imagine, telling Arnold who you are and then navigating to different profiles and asking it, should I connect with this person? Or even I'll ask it right now, how should I introduce myself to Ajlal while highlighting my strengths? Or while highlighting our common items, I guess. It gets what I mean. I came across it. I was like, we're both students of the university. Well, great. So now it's generated an introduction message with all the context that it needs. It knows who you are, it knows who Ajlal is, and it knows what you guys have in common. So I think that's sort of like a game changer in terms of providing context to an AI chatbot. So anyways, that's just one of the environments that Arnold is smart in. And what I mean by that is Arnold is not able to, at the moment currently, it's not able to extract all the information in all scenarios. So for example, on the feed, right now it's not able to extract anything, and that's intentional because I haven't developed anything for that yet. But in some contexts, such as the profile context, which you guys just saw, it is able to do that. One other such context is messaging. So here I have a a conversation with Ane open. He's one of the early beta testers of this application. And what I'm going to do really quickly is just ask Arnold something that is specific to this conversation. So I can ask, uh, summarize this conversation in 30 words. So quick, there we go. Basam and A connect, discussing a project and meeting online, which is correct because this Arnold is essentially the project we discussed. And it is accurate. So what message should I send next to ask Ane for a referral? Suppose that I was asking Ane for a referral. And given the context of the conversation, it generates a message. So here you can see, hey, Ane, hope you're doing well. There you go. So it has a lot of context about what we've talked about so far, and the message that it generates seems a lot more personalized than what you would get if you just went to ChatGPT and asked it to generate an introduction message to a person called Ane who is this and does that. So I think, again, the point that I would like to emphasize here is that a lot of context is being provided to the chatbot to allow for this to happen. So that's another context. Another context, again, is jobs. So here, let's see, I can go to a job page. So for example, this one, which is an intern position at Wealthsimple. And I can just say, again, I don't need to tell it anything. I can just say, is this a suitable role for me? And it's going to pull all that information. So it pulled all the job description and everything that is provided. And it gave me this reply, which is, this role might be suitable for you, which makes a lot of sense because I have full stack experience, React experience, and it knows that because it knows who I am based on my profile. And honestly, reading job descriptions for every job is usually a pain. So you can quickly ask, how much does this job pay? And if it is in the description, it will tell you. But in this case, it's not. So provided job details do not mention, okay, that's okay. But we can kind of sort of get how much does this company usually pay for this role? Again, I'm able to say this company and this role because I've already provided all that context to Arnold. Okay, so it doesn't have Wealthsimple's access. So I can say, how much does this role pay per hour on average? Okay, so it's kind of stuck on Wealthsimple's, but you can sort of, how much does this position pay per hour in the industry on average? Maybe that sort of gets Arnold out of its rut. Oh, there you go. So Canadian tech industry, $20 to $30 per hour, which is, seems reasonable. So again, it is an LLM in the background. So this stuff like this does happen. And that's just sort of dependent on what LLM we're using and how many parameters and stuff like that, how smart it is, basically. But yeah, this has been a quick demo of the sort of environments Arnold knows how to work in right now.